Welcome. Our topic for the questions in this video is about management of local treasury services. The reference is the Book 1 of Local Treasury Operation Manual, 2nd edition, particularly in Section 1, Legal Framework. Number 1. What is the primary law that governs the management and administration of local government funds in the Philippines? A. Republic Act No. 9184. B. Republic Act No. 7192. C. Republic Act No. 7160. D. Republic Act No. 9165. Answer, C. Republic Act No. 7160, also known as the Local Government Code of 1991, is the primary law that governs the management and administration of local government funds in the Philippines. Number 2. What is the function of the Bureau of Local Government Finance, or BLGF? A. To manage the operations of local treasuries. B. To prepare the annual budget of local government units. C. To approve the financial transactions of local government units. D. To provide technical assistance to local government units in the management of their funds. Answer, letter D. The BLGF is an agency under the Department of Finance in the Philippines that provides technical assistance to local government units in the management of their finances. Number 3. Which article of the 1987 Philippine Constitution ensures the autonomy of local governments? A. Article 2 Section 4. B. Article 10 Section 4. C. Article 2 Section 5. D. Article 10 Section 7. Answer, A. Article 2 Section 4. This provision ensures that the state shall guarantee the autonomy of local governments. Number 4. What powers are granted to every LGU as a corporation? A. To acquire and convey real or personal property. B. To exercise the powers expressly granted and those necessarily implied therefrom. C. To have continuous succession in its corporate name. D. All of the above. Answer, D. Every LGU, as a corporation, shall have the powers to acquire and convey real or personal property, to exercise the powers expressly granted and those necessarily implied therefrom, and to have continuous succession in its corporate name. Number 5. What is the fundamental principle governing the financial affairs of LGUs? A. All monies officially received by a local government officer in any capacity or on any occasion shall be accounted for as local funds. B. Local government funds and monies shall be spent solely for public purposes. C. No money shall be paid out of the local treasury except in pursuance of an appropriations ordinance or law. D. All of the above. Answer, D. The fundamental principle governing the financial affairs of LGUs includes all three options mentioned in the question. All of these principles aim to promote transparency, accountability, and responsible management of public funds by the LGUs. Number 6. Which of the following is not described in LTOM as power of every LGU as a corporation? A. To have continuous succession in its corporate name. B. To acquire and convey real or personal property. C. to exercise full autonomy in the management of their economic enterprises. D. To ensure and support the preservation and enrichment of culture within their territorial jurisdictions. Answer, D. Option D is not described in LTOM as a power or responsibility of every LGU as a corporation. Nonetheless, LGUs are still obliged to support the preservation and enrichment of culture within their territorial jurisdictions, as mentioned in some other parts of the LTOM. Number 7. Which of the following is not a power of LGUs granted by the 1987 Philippine Constitution and the Local Government Code? A. The power to create its own sources of revenues and to levy taxes, fees, and charges subject to such guidelines and limitations as the Congress may provide, consistent with the basic policy of local autonomy. B. The power to acquire, develop, lease, encumber, alienate, or otherwise dispose of real or personal property held by them in their proprietary capacity and to apply their resources and assets for productive, developmental, or welfare purposes. C. The power to exercise absolute control over the police force within their respective territorial jurisdictions. D. The power to establish an organization that shall be responsible for the efficient and effective implementation of their development plans, program objectives, and priorities. Answer, C. While LGUs have some power over the police force within their respective territorial jurisdictions, they do not have absolute control over it. Number 8. What is the basis for the financial affairs, transactions, and operations of LGUs? A. The provisions of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. B. The Local Government Code. C. The national budget. D. The respective local ordinances. Answer, B. The financial affairs, transactions, and operations of LGUs shall be governed by the fundamental principles and policies provided in the Local Government Code. Number 9. When does the corporate existence of a new LGU commence? A. Upon the election and qualification of its chief executive and a majority of the members of its sanguinian. B. Upon the approval of its development plans, program objectives, and priorities. C. Upon the release of its share in the national taxes. D. Upon the completion of its organizational structure. Answer, A. The corporate existence of a new LGU shall commence upon the election and qualification of its chief executive and a majority of the members of its sanguinian, unless some other time is fixed therefor by the law or ordinance creating it. Number 10. According to the 1987 Philippine Constitution, which of the following statements is true about the autonomy of local governments? A. The President of the Philippines has complete control over local governments. B. Local governments are not allowed to create their own sources of revenue. C. LGUs have the power to create their own sources of revenue subject to Congress's guidelines and limitations. D. Local governments cannot retain taxes, fees, or charges they levy. Answer, C. The Constitution states that local governments have the power to create their own sources of revenue and levy taxes, fees, and charges subject to Congress's guidelines and limitations. For soft copy of BCLTE Reviewer, subscribe and comment your email address below.